Welcome back everyone. We're going to do theory B of 6.2 and it starts with just this text here. Up to this point, we've always used formulas to explain our real life situation, but it doesn't have to. When it doesn't, mathematicians usually just use letters x and y. I really love those letters x and y. We could also use a and b or k and l, but most of the times we use x and y. So this theory part is all about formulas with an y and an x in it. And what happens if I just want to calculate a certain value? So for example, and I just take a look right here immediately. For example, if I have the formula y is x squared minus 8, which is a quadratic formula, een kwadratische formule, iets met een kwadraat erin, something with a square in it. Here, if they now want to find y given that x is minus 5, change the x into minus 5. The rest you just copy and then you calculate. So copy the y equals x squared, but x is minus 5. If I fill in a negative number, I want that whole negative number to be squared, and we discussed that in that case I have to fill it in inside of brackets. Otherwise, I do minus 5 times 5. I don't want that. I want minus 5 times minus 5. So put it into the brackets. It's also here. Put it inside of brackets. Minus 5 times minus 5 is 25. Minus 8 is 17. Okay, next one. Y equals minus 8x squared plus 4. And x is still minus 5. Copy the whole thing and changes the x into minus 5. So y equals minus 8 times minus 5 squared plus 4. Calculate square, 25. Minus 8 times 25 equals plus 4 equals minus 200 plus 4 equals minus 196. And the last one, if I have it inside of brackets, don't you worry, nothing changes, the same thing happens. Fill in that number right here. Minus 5 minus 8 squared. Now first calculate what's inside of brackets. Minus 5 minus 8, that's minus 13. And square it to find 169. And here I have a lot of examples as well. And I'm going to go through them quite quickly. Pause the video if I go too quick, or practice yourself. I think this is something that when I practice it, it makes a lot more sense than me watching me explaining it. Every time they give you a formula and they want you to find y given x, which means fill in x and find y. So here, copy the formula and change the x into 4. Copy the formula and change the x into 4. Calculate. 4 squared is 16. 3 times 16 minus 6 is 42. Write down your intermediate steps. I repeat, write down your intermediate steps. If you don't, you will miss out on points. We'll have to do this. Mathematics is going to be quite more elaborate quite quickly in the future, and then you cannot do this mentally, so write it down. Evaluate x is minus 5 means change the x into minus 5. 3 times minus 5 squared minus 6. It's given right here. Calculate. Minus 5 squared is 25. 3 times 25 is 75. Minus 6 is 69. Nice. Given the formula y equals x plus 5 squared, and then fill in those numbers, just do the same. Copy this thing, change the x and what they give you. So x is 3 means change this x into, you guessed it, 3, which gives me 3 plus 5 squared. First do 3 plus 5, it's inside of brackets, and then calculate it. 8 squared is 64. Negative number, don't you worry, just fill in that negative number first. Gives me minus 9 plus 5. Minus 9 plus 5 equals minus 4. Still inside of brackets, right? Squared. Minus 4 times minus 4 is 16. Okay? So copy the formula and fill in the x and fill in the number they give you. 3 or minus 9 or 0, whatever they want you to. Okay? Here is the glossary. It's very brief. Quadratic formulas and quadratische formule. Practice this quite elaborately enough. Do your homework, please, because this is going to come back quite a lot, and it will bite you in the ass if you haven't practiced this enough. Okay? Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video or online.